When the world feels a little bit crazy, we plan trips. So that's what this video is going to be. At the time of this recording, fuel prices are going all over the place. We don't know what's going to happen. Reward travel is a little bit wonky. For example, when I booked my family of 6 flights from New York to London, I got a super deal and I ended up paying 4,200 points per person in economy one way. And now those flights are 92,000 points for those seats. So the deals can still be found. That's what we're going to do today. And the big thing is we're going to map out an entire year of what our just dream year is going to look like. And we're going to see how far our points can go. Hey, my name is Lisa Meekum. I am the founder of Her Travel Club, where I teach women how to maximize their credit card rewards so they can give themselves and their family really awesome experiences that they might not have been able to do otherwise. So if that interests you, please subscribe and stick around because I would love to have you. So I've booked a lot of reward travel over the last 18 months. I mean, shoot. I've done a medical tourism and little romantic getaway with my husband to Costa Rica, where we paid for all of our flights and hotels with credit card rewards. I flew my family of 6 to France this last summer, all on credit card rewards. Flew all 6 of us again to Mexico at the end of summer, all on credit card rewards. Did a solo trip to Paris for my birthday, all on credit card rewards. Like, this has been just what we do, and really that's just kind of a drop in the bucket of what we've been able to accomplish, which is super exciting. And so now, since the world feels a little gnarly and unstable, we're going to map out an entire year of travel and then see how far we can stretch our points, because that sounds like a really good time. So, all right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a journal, because I like writing things down. I know a lot of people do everything digital. I'm not that girl. I really like a scrapbook. I love pens. I love gel pens. Like, this is just what we're doing. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up to a clean page, and we're just going to jot down all of the amazing destinations and places that are on your bucket list, on your radar of places that you really want to go in the next 12 months. Now, for me, I like to also consider places that my kids really want to go. So my 11-year-old is really excited about Switzerland. She really wants to go back. We took a day trip when we were in France last summer, and she really wants to spend more time in Switzerland. My 17-year-old has had his sights on Germany for a little while, and my other 17-year-old is seriously considering Japan. So having those kind of on my radar to see when and where I can get awesome deals and really good flights is going to be really important to me, because that's the whole point of all of this, right? First, we're going to map out all of the places that seem interesting and exciting to you. Consider places that you want to celebrate your birthday. Consider what you want to do with paid time off or your summers. Consider milestone moments and things that would be really special for the people that you really care about, and write all of those things down. Now, the next thing we're going to do, especially if you have kids at home, is we're going to add our school calendar to your Google Calendar or your Apple Calendar, whichever you're going to use. So that way you have a really clear idea of when you have long weekends and extra breaks and little time that you can maybe take 1 or 2 days off school, but then you have a significantly longer chunk of time. Now, this next step is something that nobody talks about, and I don't understand why. But if you're in a blended family, be sure that you put in when your ex is going to have his visitation, when they're going to have their holidays. So that way you don't plan a trip for the family over their holiday, because you wouldn't want them to do that to you. Don't do that to them. But knowing where your kids are going to be well in advance, so that way you can plan for it. Maybe if you're in a blended family and you're like ours, and we split the winter break down the middle, and then one parent gets half the winter break, the other parent gets the other half. So it turns out that one parent gets Christmas and the other parent ends up with New Year's. If that's really difficult because you have a soul, then plan a trip, a little getaway over the portion of time that you're not with your kids, whether that is something domestic or something bigger, but plan ahead for those kinds of emotional moments, so that way you can really make the most out of it and kind of step away and turn what could be a really challenging emotional time into something that's really positive. Let's take my family, for example. My husband came with 2 amazing daughters. I came with an amazing son, and then we have one together. So we're a full Brady bunch with 4 kids, and my youngest is with us all the time. And so what that means is every other Christmas, we have to move when our Christmas is, so we can celebrate all together, because Christmas is not on the 25th at our house sometimes. It's when our family's all together. And so what we do is we take a little trip every other year. So that way it turns into a super fun thing. So we've gone to Palm Springs and we've gone to San Diego and, we've taken fun little adventures on the winter breaks when our family isn't all together. So that way we turn that negative into a positive. So, anyways, we've jotted down our list of our places that we really want to go. Now we've jotted down and we've synced our calendar with our kids' school calendar. And now we can start really combing through and pulling out bits of time where we can squeeze in extra fun experiences. Now that we have these dates, now we're going to start doing reward searches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over and share my computer screen and walk you through exactly what that's going to look like and how I'm going to do this. Okie dokie. So now that we have our list of the places that we'd like to go, we have our Google Calendar with the little pockets of time that we can fit that in. What we're going to do is we're going to head over to, this is my favorite resource, Seats.aero. And I have the pro account. As you can see, I'm logged in. It's $10 a month. You can do this on their free account, but one of the pro features that I will be using today is that you can search for longer parameters, search different seats on airlines, stuff like that. You just have a little bit more features. So I have my home airport to all of Europe because I have several locations in Europe. And what I've got is May 19th with 60 days from there. Now, what I'm going to do essentially is I'm going to keep updating this date. So that way I know that I have the absolute best deal to Europe. And so as this screen loads, we can see these are our departure dates. These are all different flights. And here is the airline program. It departs from Salt Lake. This one goes to Frankfurt. This one goes to London. This goes to Amsterdam, all the way down. You get the idea. And this is how many reward miles you need to book this flight. And the blue ones are going to have layovers, whereas the green ones are direct flights, which is super handy. So what we're going to do, because we're going to be flying economy, is we're going to sort these from the least amount of points to the most expensive. And then we're going to go through our calendar and see if any of these dates line up. So you can kind of see how this is going to work out. We're really reverse engineering our year so that we get the most out of our reward points and are able to book the absolute most amount of trips using them. So for each of these flights, we can head over here to this little information tab. This is going to pull up more details about each specific flight. So we can see here, this is a Virgin Atlantic flight that is running through Delta, and it's going to cost 15,000 points plus $319 in taxes and fees, which is a lot of taxes and fees. For reference, my last trip to Paris, I paid $5.90 in taxes and fees. This is pretty significant. But for only 15,000 points, that's kind of the trade-off. And so if you decide that you want to book it, then you can click here to book through Virgin Atlantic. And if you have accumulated credit card rewards that can transfer over to Virgin, then you can go ahead and complete the booking process there. I have a video that I'll be linking where I walk you through the entire process of transferring points and then booking flights and stuff like that as an example to walk you through if it makes you nervous. So what I'm going to do is I am now going to head up here and we're going to change our date to about 60 days from then. So that way I can really comb through and see if I can find more flights that are going to be the most accommodating for my schedule. And so here we have the same flight that popped up in our last search for July 3rd, as well as some into September and August, which is really nice. I kind of feel like Europe in August is a little crowded. It gets a little bit tricky, but it's still worth noting. If you can find the deal, awesome. Now, another thing I'm going to do in our pro filters is you can select the minimum amount of seats. So for example, since I'm a family of 6, I want to make sure that any flights that are pulling up in the search have a minimum of 6 seats available on them, because otherwise it really doesn't make any sense for my family. And so as we can see, we are going through and finding the best deals for the whole year. And so I can find really awesome flights and count on flying into Amsterdam and London for 15,000 points. Now, really reverse engineering these and making sure that I'm getting the dates that work the best for my calendar makes a lot of sense. And then from here, this is also a really fun thing to consider. So we've got a ton of flights from my home airport, direct flights to London. But let's say if I want to go to Malta, or I want to go to Portugal, or I want to go to Paris. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in LHR, which is the London Heathrow Airport, as we can see here. And we're going to see how many points to fly to other destinations in Europe as well. And so we can see for 4,000 points, I can fly from London to Paris, or Copenhagen, or I saw in Amsterdam. These are all Amsterdam, which is super cool. And so I'm going to play around and I'm going to start plugging in the airport codes of the other locations in Europe that are on my list. So essentially, because these are all direct flights, I'm controlling my layover, so to speak, and booking a less expensive reward flight to the location that I really want. So another one that I'm going to look at is in the middle of a trip to London that we have coming up in June. If I can book a really inexpensive flight over to Scotland, that could be pretty rad. So if I have it, I'm going to give myself a 3-day window. We fly out at around the 10th. What does that look like? And again, we're making sure that these have a minimum of 6 seats available from LHR, which is the London Heathrow Airport, to Edinburgh in Scotland. And as we can see, we've got through Alaska 7,500 points. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another tab and I'm going to plug that through my reward calculator to see if that's a good redemption. Okay, so I created this simple reward calculator to be a really easy tool so that way you know if you're actually getting a good redemption and a good exchange for your reward points, or if it's just a bad deal and you should pay in cash. So the way that this reward calculator works is super simple. You put in the retail price of the flight, the total amount that you would pay in taxes and fees, the total amount of points used, and then it's going to give you a color-coded excellent deal, good deal, or bad deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back over to this flight from London to Edinburgh and select our details. And so this is going to cost 7,500 points and be $53.20. And so as you can see, before I plug in the retail price, this is a bad deal. So we are going to head over to book so that way we can get the cash price for this flight. So as we can see, this flight would be $675. So we can head back and plug that in. And we can see we are getting 8 cents per point, which is a really excellent deal. Now, something that I want to check, because that does feel really high for this flight, I want to make sure this isn't for all 6 flights, because that feels like a lot. Yeah, this is for one adult. That's a really expensive flight. Okie dokie. So essentially what we are going to be doing is we're going to head back over to Seats.aero. We're going to have all the details for this flight. And I'm going to plug it all into a little Google Doc. So that way I can look at everything in one place. Now I'm going to go through the rest of my list with all of the places that I want to go and make sure that I have just a lot of notes. So that way I can review everything in one place. Another thing that I think is super important to note is for these flights, I'm also pulling up Google Flights to compare for cash prices because this flight was not showing up and it's another direct flight. It's an hour and a half from London to Edinburgh. So that would mean I would need to book my flights from Scotland back to the United States, or I would need to purchase an additional flight back from Edinburgh to London and essentially control my layover. So that way, at the end of our vacation, we would go from Scotland to England to the United States. So we're also going to take a look at that and change it from one way to round trip and see what that looks like. So as you can see, I really just continue this process of reverse engineering each trip and making sure that I'm getting the absolute best reward deals possible. And so sometimes that might look like having the flight for the trip paid for with points. Sometimes it might look like the hotel being paid for with points, but it always means finding the absolute best price. So that way you can create the absolute most memories with your family. So this is the strategy that I use, and it's been working really, really wonderful. I was able to find some awesome deals in this session that I'll cover in later videos because I'm not going to go through the exact flights and, things like that I am taking my family on until after the trip. And so I'll cover all of those later on. But I really hope that this gave you a lot of value, that you understood how to reverse engineer reward travel to work for your unique situation. So to recap, we started out by finding your dates, whether that is with your school calendar, that is your blended family calendar, that is just the times that you're available. And then we ran all of those dates through destinations that would be an awesome fit for you and your family. Then we were able to find the absolute best deals for those destinations in that time frame using Seats.aero and the longer time frames for our flight searches, and plug and play all of those in and have a really good time with it. So I really hope that this was valuable to you. I encourage you to go through this process because it is a game changer. You can seriously use your reward points and transfer them places and have them work for you so that you get so many vacations out of the same out of cash pocket price. And so, yeah, I really hope this is wonderful, and I'm excited to see you in the next video.